Alright, I think it's time we finally talked about the live action Bleach that is potentially coming from Hollywood. So if you guys weren't aware, there's been a few rumors here and there. I've seen a bunch of stuff on Twitter, a few articles that actually one of them we're going to look at today. But I've seen a few articles going around, few rumors going around, and a couple of leaks going around as well, talking about a live action Bleach movie in the works from Warner Brothers. So a Hollywood live action Bleach that we're potentially getting. It's apparently already been greenlit and it's in the works right now, or at the very least they're talking about it. But yeah, that's kind of the news around the block as of late. And the reason why I wanted to talk about it, even though it's not confirmed, there's actually a good amount of evidence to support this being true. So yeah, I kind of wanted to get into that today. And if this turns out to be true, that would be pretty exciting because I have a lot to talk about. So, the thing is, One Piece was a huge success. Naruto is on the way. I love me some One Piece. I love me some Naruto. But Bleach, that Bleach, you know what I'm saying? I love me some Bleach. I could talk about One Piece, I could talk about Naruto, but I could talk about some Bleach, baby. So if this live action turns out to be true, that would be pretty exciting for me, and I would love to just cover this live action project until it comes out. Like, oh man, that would be so sick. But yeah, let's get into the article that actually talked about this live action, this new Hollywood live action in the first place. All right, so I got the article pulled up here. This came out September 11th of this year. It says Bleach live action movie reportedly in talks at Warner Brothers Pictures. Bleach is working on a Hollywood live action movie with Warner Brothers according to a new report. A new Bleach live action movie is now in development with Warner Brothers Pictures. According to a new report, Bleach is currently in the midst of celebrating its 20th anniversary, and fans are waiting for the anime to return with the third wave of episodes for Bleach Thousand Year Blood War later this fall. While fans are anxious to see what could be coming in the next phase of the anime, it might not be the only Bleach project to look forward to in the future if a new report works out and ends up becoming a reality with Warner Brothers Pictures. According to a new report from Daniel RPK, a reliable scooper, a new live-action Bleach feature film is in the works with Warner Brothers Pictures as they are currently seeking a writer and director for the project. If this report is currently on the mark, then it means that Bleach will be the next major manga and anime franchise targeted for a live-action adaptation with a Hollywood project. This would be the newest in a wave of franchises from Shonen Jump moving forward with their Hollywood productions like Naruto, One Piece, and One Punch Man. If Bleach truly gets a live-action adaptation with Warner Brothers Pictures, it would be the latest in a new wave of anime that have new live-action adaptations in various stages of development. While new live-action projects were previously announced for the likes of Sword Art Online and more, it seems that the success of releases such as Netflix's One Piece and Avatar: The Last Airbender is making the concept that much more appealing. The quick and fiery success of those shows with fans undoubtedly has gotten the attention of those who have these projects on their back burners. Just in the last year, or more specifically the last few months especially, it seems that these projects are moving forward with more speed and promise for the future. Naruto recently signed on Spider-Man 4 director Destin Daniel Cretton, which is kind of funny they say Spider-Man 4 director because he was already signed and locked in to direct this Naruto live action before he got signed and locked to direct Spider-Man 4, but I mean, that's a whole different subject for a different video anyway, which ultimately might end up delaying his work on the film, which is also something else I kind of wanted to talk about. But again, that's kind of a separate video. It's just, Destin Daniel Cretton is working on Spider-Man 4 now, and I'm sure Disney's gonna be paying him a lot more than Lionsgate to make Naruto, and they have probably a much more established everything with, the Spider-Man 4 team, but plus he's already worked on Shang-Chi, so he probably has a lot more comfortability and experience working with Disney. So that's probably going to be his main priority as opposed to the Naruto live action, which is not great news for us, but we'll see with Lionsgate. And Legendary Entertainment is also moving forward with their My Hero Academia live action film as well. So yeah, it's just talking about the other live action adaptations from other anime, which I've already made videos all on my channel dedicated to. So, the My Hero live action, the One Punch Man live action, if you guys are interested in those, definitely check those videos out across my channel. For those worried about whether or not a live-action Bleach feature film would not only be unnecessary, but perhaps a bad idea, there's already been a successful live-action film released in Japan, directed by Shunsuke Sato. Bleach's live-action debut came back in 2018 and adapted the first major arc of Tite Kubo's original manga. This unfortunately did not lead to the level of success fans were hoping for, as it didn't really end up continuing with a sequel as the final moments of the film had teased. But it wasn't the quality of the film itself that didn't hit with the fans, it was a major hit due to how it translated the action of the series in this new way. This is all to say that the framework is already out there and a precedent for a successful live-action Bleach adaptation. If Warner Bros. Pictures indeed moves forward with this project and it's confirmed to be in the works, and likely the transcendent new project being teased by Bleach itself ahead of its 20th anniversary celebration, we could have another banger here. Wow, they really put the word banger in an article. That's interesting. But yeah, so that is the article that came out more recently, kind of going over this news about the Bleach live action adaptation that is apparently in the works from Warner Bros. Pictures. So the reason why I kind of wanted to talk about this is because, well, like in the article mentioned, there has been, you know, some sort of teaser building up for Bleach with its 20th anniversary. You know, there's been kind of like a little animation and a little picture here and there that they've been showing, teasing us. And a lot of people are saying it's going to be a remake. From the picture that they showed, I can kind of get that sense now. Before they showed the picture, I wasn't really sure. I was like, do they really need to remake the anime? I mean, Bleach animation has always been pretty good, but now that they've showed the little key visual that we got of like all the villains across, you know, the beginning to where they are now in the anime, with like the new art style of the animation, I could see a remake happening, or something like that Naruto remake animation that they did for the Naruto anniversary, where kind of just redid all the fights from part 1 in like better animation style, and then they had the song from Asian Kung Fu Generation. That was a fire animation. I loved that. It was beautiful, beautiful. So I'm kind of thinking they might do something like that now for Bleach, even though it wouldn't be too huge. You know, like just a nice little music video animation, something, right? Like that might be what it is. It could just be that. If it's something really, really, really big, I mean, One Piece is getting a remake, The One Piece, which is crazy that it's getting a remake before it's even finished. But it's not out of the question for Bleach to also get a remake of the anime before the anime has finished, technically, considering One Piece is getting that as well. Alright, so as it turns out, by the time you guys are seeing this video, because I was meant to drop this video way earlier, we have already gotten what seems to be the 20th anniversary project, which was like a really, really, really short animation in the current animation style of the Bleach 1000-Year Blood War anime, but it's of Ichigo fighting all the past villains that he did from the time he first got his powers to now. So yeah, basically I guessed it right. It was similar to the Naruto anniversary animation, almost like a remake of the previous arcs in the current anime style, which was really, really cool, but it was way too short. Nonetheless, I don't think that this is the end for a Bleach Hollywood live action movie, and there's still quite a lot of evidence in this video that I go over in just a bit, supporting the fact that a Hollywood live action Bleach project could still be coming. So stay tuned to the end of the video and keep watching. But yeah, as of the date of this release of the video, we already got what seems to be the 20th anniversary animation. So I know, I should have put this out way earlier, but it is what it is. Anyway, but I feel like a live action adaptation is a lot more of a plausible theory, especially given the fact that, for one, you know, the One Piece live action was a huge success, did a lot for One Piece and for anime live action as a whole. Two, we already got a Naruto live action confirmed and on the way from Lionsgate. So the next natural, you know, option for a really big live action adaptation of a shonen anime, I mean, we got 1 and 2 of the big 3, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, give us the trilogy, bro. Give us the big 3, all in live action, baby. That would be sick. But yeah, I mean, I feel like with, you know, Bleach having its 20th anniversary coming up soon, the anime has been, you know, coming back with 1000-Year Blood War, and it's been fire. Bleach is back. Like, Bleach is back. The new game, Rebirth of Souls, is coming out and it looks fire as well. Like, Bleach is so back right now, bro. It wouldn't surprise me that a live action to come out now or relatively soon, like, that would be a great idea, you know, to keep the Bleach hype train going. Because, you know, when the Bleach live action movie came out back then in like 2018, it was kind of a weird time because Bleach, you know, had been like that was the only real thing we got of Bleach at that time. The anime wasn't there. There was no game. We haven't gotten a new game in so long. So it's really great to see Rebirth of Souls come out. But there was really nothing for Bleach at that time. But now that Bleach is back in full effect, like, a Hollywood live action could really be a good move. And so I think Warner Brothers is probably looking at that like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think now that the One Piece live action has gotten its success, you know, a lot of other companies, film companies, are looking at anime like, well, we could do that too, you know? And One Piece, Netflix was huge. It was a huge success. Probably one of the biggest shows Netflix has ever done. You know, I mean, we already have a bunch of other live action anime projects coming out from Hollywood, but the only real like big one that's like taking a really big property, I mean, I guess you could argue My Hero is pretty big, but like Naruto is that big one, you know? So that kind of begs the question, like, well, what about these other huge properties? Like, what about Bleach? What about Dragon Ball? What about, you know, Demon Slayer, JJK? What about the anime that is big popping right now, you know? And the anime that is still going to be big and hold that legacy of one of the greatest or one of the most popular for years to come, for a long time, like Dragon Ball or like Death Note. I mean, Death Note is, you know, getting a new live action from the creators of Stranger Things. I would imagine, I guess, it's gonna come after Stranger Things is over. Needless to say, there is a lot of huge anime titles that still don't have a live action project for them in the works, right? And Bleach is one of those live action projects. So with the success of One Piece, kind of sparking, you know, a new wave of anime live action, or at least companies to be interested in doing an anime live action project for these anime. I mean, the big ones got to go first, right? Or at least that would be my guess as to what a lot of the companies would want to do, is do these big ones for the fans of those series to go see that, you know? And with Bleach, you know, 20th anniversary, new game on the way, new anime season on the way, like, now is like the perfect time to announce that and to work on that and you know, build up a whole marketing schedule for the Bleach live action the way the One Piece live action did it. Like, it'd be the perfect time to start that. So, plus there is one other reason why I think this is a huge possibility and this is very likely to happen. So I did mention that, yeah, we had this article come out September 11th. Actually, two other articles that I found talking about a Bleach live action that I kind of wanted to go through. I remember way back when, while I was still in college, I think, I remember a Bleach live action getting announced. Actually, no, this was before college. This was, I think, before I even graduated high school. But I remember a Bleach live action getting announced. So it was funny when I started looking into, you know, this rumor or this leak that's apparently happening recently. I was like, wait, wasn't that already supposed to happen, like, from Hollywood? And it was, as it turns out. I looked really deep to try to find the articles from way back when, and I found them. So there's the first article that comes out from Anime News Network. It was posted March 22nd of 2010. It says, Warner Brothers in film talks for Bleach manga. It's very short, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read it. The Hollywood Reporter newspaper's Heat Vision blog reports that the American film studio Warner Brothers is in the process of securing the movie rights to Tite Kubo's Bleach supernatural action manga series. Director Peter Siegel from Get Smart, The Longest Yard, and Anger Management is lining himself up to produce but not direct. The manga's North American publisher Viz Media and Segal's Callahan Filmworks partner Michael Ewing would also produce the proposed project. And then the rest of the article just talks about the premise of Bleach and how Warner Brothers at the time had already acquired the rights to Death Note. So yeah, it's interesting because, again, Warner Brothers is trying to make a live action Bleach from Hollywood. And this was 14 years ago that Warner Brothers was trying to do this. Now, that Bleach is back in full effect, seems like they're trying to do it again. Maybe they secretly never gave up on the idea, but either way, I think this adds a lot more value to the evidence to support that a Bleach live action from Hollywood is coming. So yeah, the other article that I found is actually from AWN.com, which is Animation World Network. And it says Viz Media and Warner Brothers to develop live action Bleach. This was posted February 24th of 2012. And it says press release from Viz Media, San Francisco, California. Viz Media, the largest distributor and licensor of anime and manga in the North America, announced today that Warner Brothers Pictures has acquired the live action feature film rights to the hit manga and anime property Bleach. The announcement comes after another successful year of Bleach in print, digital publishing, cable television, streaming video, consumer products, and video on demand. Peter Siegel is producing with an eye toward directing. The film's creative team also includes screenwriter Dan Mazo, who recently penned Warner Brothers' upcoming sequel to Clash of the Titans, Callahan Filmworks partner Michael Ewing, and Masi Oka, best known for his roles on NBC's Heroes and CBS's Hawaii Five-0, will produce. From Viz Productions, Hoffs will serve as producer, and Brandon Coluscio will be executive producer. Screenplay development will commence in 2012. So yeah, like this was gonna be a thing. Bleach live action from Hollywood, from Warner Brothers, was already going to be a thing like 10 to 12 years ago, but I guess it just never happened. I mean, that does happen a lot, especially for anime live action projects. A lot of them kind of just get stuck in limbo and then end up never happening because, let's face it, Hollywood isn't the most interested or the most priority heavy when it comes to anime. I think with One Piece doing so well, that's beginning to change, but still nonetheless, I think anime is quite misunderstood, or at least, even though anime has gotten a lot more popular over the years and more mainstream and popularized, I still don't think Hollywood quite gets it, or it's not as mainstream or as popular within Hollywood or the film industry per se just yet. But it's getting there. It's definitely getting there. So Bleach live action back then, 2012, probably just got lost in development hell, or really never got off the ground, but either way, it just never happened. And then we ended up getting the Bleach live action, the Japanese one, in 2018. And, you know, that was cool, but again, it wasn't like huge successful or anything. But yeah, it's 2024 now, and, you know, Bleach is popping right now. And I mean, hey, like I said before, if Naruto is on the way, we might as well get the big three, you know, the big three anime into live action, bro. Like, that's, you know, I think if Hollywood really is up to that, it's a pretty smart decision, not gonna lie. It's something I wouldn't expect from Hollywood, but it would be pretty hype. I think it'd be pretty smart too, because again, I mean, the big three, even to this day, people are still arguing about the big three on Twitter, bro. And it's like, well, Naruto's kind of over. I mean, Boruto, I guess, is doing its thing, whatever, but you know, Naruto has been over. Bleach manga has been over. Like, yeah, the anime is still there, and anime is fire, but the manga's already had its run. One Piece is still ongoing, so it's like, I don't know, it's crazy, but the big three will always be the big three, and people are still debating on which one is the best out of the big three to this day on Twitter. But like, it's kind of one of those things, like, you know, Spider-Man, right? The Spider-Man movies, everyone always argues over who's the best Spider-Man, Tobey, Andrew, or Tom, right? And I just feel like no matter what, it's gonna be one of those things that's like a timeless argument, right? Like, who's the best out of the three? Who played Spider-Man and Peter Parker the best, or who had the best Spider-Man films? You know, something like that, right? It's gonna be something that everybody talks about, or everybody always has this argument over. And I think that that's pretty cool. I like the idea of it. It's just, it's only when, you know, people are really immature and can't have mature conversations about those things or those topics to where it isn't as cool or isn't fun anymore. But I think that just comes with maturity of being online. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The big three, I feel like, is kind of in that realm of conversations that people have. It's always going to be a conversation people have, or at least, you know, someone has a type of opinion on, or someone leans towards a certain series more than the other in that conversation. So to bring the big three to live action, I think would get people talking again, and would be something that, you know, people do want to see, even if they don't think they do or say they don't. I think it's something that people do want to see. And especially now with, again, the success of One Piece, I think anime live action is no longer in this spot of like, oh, it's always like everyone's always saying it's gonna be bad, or you know what I mean? Like everyone always has really bad hopes for. I think now the perspective and the general consensus of people, or the general perspective of people, is a little bit brighter, is a little more open-minded, and that's great. And I think right now, especially with everything going on for Bleach, now is the time to do a Bleach live action. So, you know, I think it's happening. Is it going to be the 20th anniversary project? I don't know. With the new key visual that they showed, it's seeming more likely that it's going to be either an anime remake or like how I was saying before, that Naruto animation like music video type of thing, with like Ichigo kind of fighting all the villains he's fought across the show and everything like that, across time, whatever. Might be something like that. But if it is something really big like a live action, I think it's possible. I haven't really been keeping up too much with it, but it from that key visual, it seems like it's either anime or manga or something else kind of related to that. Otherwise though, I would 100% say that it's a Bleach live action from Hollywood. I think that would be dope. I don't want to say I think it's happening, but there's a lot of evidence to support that it's happening, from the articles that I just read to you guys, and you know, just my kind of general knowledge of everything. So I'd say it's a possibility, and I think if it does happen, I'm excited. I think it could be really awesome. As you can see, like, I'm a huge Bleach fan, so I would love to have, you know, a Bleach film or show live action. I think it'd be really cool. You know, I would love to see with like a big budget, you know, like I would really love to see them go crazy, man. And there's so many things I would love to talk about with Bleach. And I think also, before I get a little too out of hand or whatever, I think Bleach would be a great choice for a live action, just because, like with One Piece, there's already kind of a natural mix of diversity in the cast, right? Like you have Yoruichi, you have Chad, you have Uryu, you have, you know, all these characters like, and then you get into the Gotei 13, you know, Soul Society captains, the Arrancar. Like, I feel like there's a lot of diversity already in the mix of the cast of Bleach. That would be really cool to see. Cause like with One Piece, you know, you had Luffy, Zoro, you had all these characters that aren't all just Japanese, right? So it kind of made it interesting and made it cool to have just a mix, right? A mix of diversity in the cast, and they didn't have to, like, you know, have this issue of people have like, oh my god, they're whitewashing these characters, or, you know, they're Asian washing these characters. Like, there was none of that, because, you know, not everyone is Japanese in One Piece. There's a mixture of different races and different cultures, and Bleach kind of already has that too, or at least has a lot more of that than, you know, some other shonen. So I think that would be another cool thing to see, and another good reason why Bleach could work well. But yeah, if we do end up getting a Bleach live action from Hollywood, what would you guys think about that? Would you guys be excited? Would you guys want to see that? Do you think they'll fumble it? Do you think it'll be better than the 2018 Japanese live action, or do you think it'll be worse? Let me know in the comments below. Please leave a like on this video as well. If you're a Bleach fan like myself and you're excited for everything, the game, the new anime season, hey, I know you enjoyed this video, so you might as well leave a like on the video and subscribe while you're at it. Share with your friends, all that good stuff, man. Help your boy out. I'm really trying to put a lot more effort and work into these type of videos. So, you know, let me know how you guys like it. Do y'all like seeing my beautiful face? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, also just anything else I had to say in this video. If you guys had any thoughts, you know where to leave them. But with that being said, that's gonna be it for this one, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see y'all in the next video.